Okay, folks, this is what's going on. I finished mocking this up. I know it looks ugly right now, but I'm going to beautify it. Basically, when I'm done mocking this up and I'm finalizing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this little ear piece off, and then I'm going to trim this off like that. I'm going to sort of like curve it like this a little bit. I'll show you the other side. So, same thing. It's coming along, and I've mocked it up, tack welded there, and whatever you see here is what I'm doing to the side here. Okay, so that's that, guys. Okay, folks, so it's coming along slowly but assuredly, and this is what's going on. As I said, I'm gonna cut this, but I'm gonna cut it up here higher. Okay, and the reason why is because I don't want that bottom portion to be hanging down too low, so I'm gonna cut it like that. Okay, and then as you can see here, I made some modification here. Okay, because of this right here, I'm gonna cut here. See this line? I'm gonna cut here, and I'm gonna box this thing in like that. Okay, but instead of making that angle right here, I'm just gonna cut a piece of metal, box it in like that. It'll go straight down, and yeah, it looks fun. Okay, so that's what's going on that side, and this as well. Same thing. I'm gonna cut this here, and I'm gonna box this thing in. So yeah, this thing's gonna go in like this. It's gonna start right here. Okay, right here. Okay, and it's gonna go this way. So if I hit a rock, the rock slides us over out this way and off that way. Okay, so you get the idea, so that it doesn't snag on here. Okay, and same thing here as well. Okay, guys, so this is what I did. Cut this off with my plasma cutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a plate that goes down here to there. Okay, now you'll see this here. This thing right here is going to be moved up to here. So that's the plan. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to be taking this bumper off, and I'm going to be moving this part, okay, up to here. Okay, y'all, so you can see here, remember this thing that goes all the way over here? I cut that thing off, grinded it off, and so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as a template right here, and it's going to travel all the way over here like that. Okay, and that's what I'm going to do. Doing the same thing on this side. I'm going to be moving this up here like that. Okay, so that's how it's going to look like. And let's go and cut that thing. I'm going to cut this rusty old pipe, well, square tube here, and I've already made a designation. That's the passenger side, this is the driver's side, and I'm gonna cut it and put it there. Okay, so as you can see, this is the driver's side. This template here goes like that, and of course that goes right here. The passenger side goes like that, and of course I'm gonna cut it like that. Okay, so that's how it's gonna look like. So I'm gonna bring my chop saw, and I'm gonna cut it. Once after I cut it, I'm gonna clean this metal, and then I'll start tacking them. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Okay, can you see the whole bumper? The whole bumper material. Okay, so this bumper is just a skin. Okay, so this, which means that if I ever damage this, I can take it off and repair it and put it back in. So basically, it's sort of like a hybrid bumper. So that's the skeleton of it. Okay, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it over here, and we're going to plasma cut this little guy here. Okay, we're going to plasma cut this right here, but I'm going to cut it about 1.5 inches, well, about 2 inches away. That way I can fold this in. Okay guys, so this is what I did. As I said I would. chop that side off. Okay, that corner. Chop this corner off. Boxed it in. And so basically what I am going to do next is I'm going to mock the bumper on. The skin actually. So I'm thinking about later adding another piece from here to here. This is so that I can put a tire, a carrier on, and another piece from here to here. It'll be a flat plate, okay, and it's for my tire carrier. So for added strength. That's what I'm trying to say here. So that's what I am doing. Okay, folks. So this is what I'm doing. What I'm gonna do is, well, if you've been following me, right, I built this thing right here already. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out, and I'm going to start welding this thing in. And also I'm gonna take this thing out right here, and I'm gonna start finalizing my weld. Okay, and then we'll go on from there. So I'll show you how this thing takes out, or how this thing gets removed. So this thing is sort of like a hybrid rock bumper. It's made so that this bumper right here can be replaced if it's, if it's damaged. So this is what I do. It's going to be bolts. There's going to be 2 bolts here. There's going to be 2 bolts right here. There's going to be 4 bolts right here, and 4 bolts right here. Okay. So basically, this thing comes off like this, like that, right? Okay. And then you see the whole frame. I'm gonna weld this part to here to hold a tire carrier from here to here. Okay, and this part right here is gonna hold my swing out tire carrier. Okay, and but for right now, I'm gonna have to take off this whole thing. This whole thing right here is made and attached to my hitch. Okay, and it's attached to my hitch so that it can be removed if I want it to. So here I go. I'm gonna remove this out and finalize my weld there. Okay guys, so there you go. This is how this thing actually looks like. Okay. Alright. So I'm gonna finalize my weld there. Okay. Here. And it rained the other day, so that's why it has some rust in there. Okay, finalize all my welds. These are just tacks. So right now we're gonna be mounting this thing back underside here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this onto here after I mount this. And after that, I'm going to use my pilot hole there that I pre-drilled. Okay. And I'm going to mark it against that so that I can drill a hole through there. Okay. So that's it. Okay, folks. So this is what's going on. I have not been updating you guys on the process of this thing because I figure the actual making of this bumper is kind of boring, so I figure I'd just show you the complete process of it. So this is what's been completed, and basically if you look at here, this is my hitch here, that's the receiver right there. Okay, I've removed it. This is a receiver. I've removed it from the underside of my truck. And so if you remember this, I said I was going to weld this part onto here, and I tacked it here, but I decided to go against that. So what I did now is I've made a bracket here so that it will bolt onto here. Okay, and I'm gonna be using grade 8 bolt, and it's going to be a pretty big size. I'm going to be drilling through this 1/4 inch thick, I think, plate, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt onto it. So there'll be one hole here and one hole here, and I've already pre-drilled a pilot hole here and also a pilot hole here, and it's still kind of hot. We've just finished building this gusset here. Okay, so if you remember this right, I also said that I was going to build this thing here, which I did, and I patched the end here like so. I've also patched the end here like so as well. Okay, so this is how it looks like from the other side. Okay, so the reason why I decided to make a bracket here instead of welding onto here is because if something should go wrong, I want to be able to move this out and rebuild. So instead of damaging this whole piece, I want to be able to remove this portion here, okay, out like that. Okay folks, so we're almost to the point, we're halfway there. So what I'm going to do now is, you see this, I don't know if you can see, but the arms that holds the cover here together. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a D-ring here. Okay, it's going to stick out like that, and it's going to be for towing. Okay, D-ring, you know, D-ring. So I'm going to make one for that side, one for this side.